because you enter the data, you control its accuracy. So please make sure that whoever is responsible for inputting the data is doing very mindful, specifically around student information. Advisor data must match CAP and Acacia data that the districts have uploaded. So we can't stress that enough. It really makes a difference when we are doing the post-test cleanup, or I should say Maggie is doing the post-test cleanup. So please do what you can to make sure that this is being done as accurately as possible. All right, Maggie, this is your slide.
This is the post-test verification schedule. There has been updated since the last time we shared it in DAC email or the last webinar. We added some reporting dates at the bottom. So again, we're going to start right into it. You know, next week I'm going to start working on NSCAS growth data during post-test. And so I'll be reaching out to districts, you know, within probably the week of the 22nd. And so please watch your emails, and we'll try and make this a smooth process as much as we can. Thank you.
Okay, any questions about this post-test verification schedule? Okay. And just again, NDE is going to be reaching out to the DACs, contacting them regarding the process. When Maggie needs clarification, when Maggie needs additional information, she will definitely be your contact. So again, as Maggie said, please watch your emails. It's going to be very important for us to keep on top of this so we can provide the information that we need for standard setting and any of the other summer work that we're doing. It's very important. Thank you. Okay, standard error measurement. This has become a focal point for some of the questions that we've been getting. A question has been asked regarding when rounding is happening, before or after the selection of the RIT scores. The NSCAS growth RIT scores are rounded during the testing process before scores are moved into the MAP growth reporting suite. So that rounding that was discussed, so instead of seeing number to the 100th like you would with MAP growth, NSCAS growth is rounded to a main integer. That rounding does take place during the process, the testing process, before scores are moved into the MAP growth reporting suites. And wanted to make sure that you hear this. NWEA understands this concern and is targeting to implement increasing the SEM reporting to the nearest 100th for state RIT results starting in the fall of 2023 as part of the ongoing development. So I know that we were hoping to hear that it would be in place for the spring. Just don't know that that's going to be possible, but for sure right now, the target is for the fall. Okay, and an ACT update. Iris.
Well, hi, thanks, Trudy. Hello, everyone. So the big one is this week, we sent out the district choice surveys. You know, your choices are pre-ACT or ACT online prep. Those were sent to superintendents, the survey were, and then also an email was sent to DAC, so you understood what communication we were sharing with your superintendents, hopefully to help you communicate what the decision would be for your district, and you know, continue to doing that. And when we have a final answer from everyone, we will also send an email both to the superintendent and to the DACs to make sure that the choice is correct, because we have had some misunderstandings, I'm going to say, and I had to change some of those things. So we'll make sure that that email gets back out to you so that you know what the choice was. I saw something in the chat. Hang on a second. Let me answer that. Thanks, Bethany. Eve, my anticipated date for pre-ACT results, I have no idea. They are finalizing some tests results, and then they will be posting like district information and results in Success. Hope that answers. Okay, good. All right, so back to the exciting news at ACT. Nebraska, Trudy specifically, pushed for the non-use of external keyboards with iPads. ACT listened to it. They went back to the developers and the research team, and that beginning in the fall of 2023, the use of external keyboards for iPad users is recommended, highly recommended, but not required for the writing test. So I think that is a huge kudos to Trudy for supporting your opinions and listening to you and trying to move ACT into current times. And so I was glad that we could use iPads, but even better now that keyboards are not required starting this fall. So I think that's great news. I hope if you have questions, I don't have a lot of details yet. I'm assuming that those manuals will be updated over the summer, and then when that comes out in the fall, we'll make sure that that you all have that information. Something else that is happening at ACT is if you have a Success account, if you haven't used it in a while, if it's been inactive, we haven't logged in since March 1st of 2022, your account may be deactivated. So if you don't use it very often, you only use it for accommodations once in a while, and you still want to have access to that Success account, my recommendation is to go in and just log in, and that will alleviate that deactivation if you have any questions about that. So, and that includes everyone, trusted agents, people with accommodations, TAA access, anything like that. There will be an email notifying you if it's been inactivated, but you can reactivate it. And there's instructions in that email on how to do that. But I just wanted to give you the heads up that's going on. And I believe that happens on May 22nd. So please get in, log in, and check, see if you've got some scores or anything, just for to have your access continued. And I think that's it, unless I have some questions.
Any questions for Iris?
You can always reach out to me too.
Okay, thanks, Iris.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, call for certified facilitators. Allie?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy last day of testing. We've made it through the window and things have gone well. Just wanted to put a plug in here for certified facilitators. We do have a limited number of openings for the certified facilitator program next year. That includes workshops and PL offerings, webinars, networking meetings, e-newsletters, and different resources that we have. So if there is someone at your district or ESU that is interested, I would love to follow up with them and see about getting them added as a certified facilitator. So my email address is down there. Just reach out. We are looking for anyone who delivers PL or supports districts with PL, that we would get the train the trainer model and give them information to provide to their schools or their districts, or even if there's ESU staff that you know of that would be interested in joining the certified facilitator program. So again, any questions, just direct them my way. We have many certified facilitators on the call today, so we appreciate that. and want to expand the network, make sure that we have representation in all parts of the state.
Allie, could you provide maybe what the focus will be for next year in particular?
Yeah, so next year we're going back to basics. There is a whole new revamp for the MAP growth suites, as well as workshops and strategies for the NSCAS growth. And so we will have different topics, including, I have them right here, applying reports, the essential reports for teachers and essential reports for leaders. We have nurturing collaborative learning spaces, which is a full day offering. We have applying reports, student goal setting and focusing on growth. We have NSCAS growth for students, staff, and stakeholders. We have informing instruction, some responsive planning, and then we have building learning paths with students, as well as our webinar topics, and then those networking meetings. So lots of good PL that is provided that we hope in turn can then be shared with schools and districts. So.
And can you explain a little bit about that +1?
Absolutely. So anytime that a certified facilitator has a district principal, has a admin staff, has anyone who is working with them, they are always able to bring a +1. So, and then Jennifer, I see your question there in the chat. What we're going to try to do as well is include those in our Tuesday DAC facts. So the recorded webinars, you'll be able to hear those webinars that we have for certified facilitators as well. So we'll be providing some of those in the DAC facts as we go through the next year.
Thanks, Allie. So questions for Allie? Okay. We hope that you do discuss this with your team. If you are interested, please reach out to Allie. I know that the certified facilitators often have a lot of demands on them outside of this position, so we understand it's that it is a task for you. It's really something that you folks that are certified facilitators, you're doing such good work for Nebraska educators, and so we really appreciate you, and we hope that NDE hopes that others join the team. Summer work needs. So we do have a few targeted needs here. I don't have math. We have not been able to zero in exactly on what we need in math, but we do need 2 5th grade teachers and 1 more 8th grade teacher for science task writing. Week 1 in Kearney. We also need 2 5th grade teachers for the science task writing in week 2 that's in Lincoln. And those dates are there. We need 3 to 4 8th grade teachers for science standard setting validation on July 27th in Lincoln. And there is a specific requirement for those folks. Please have individuals that might be interested, as long as they've not participated in the NSCAS task development in the past. And of course, we always want folks that have a strong understanding of the standards if they're going to be doing standard setting. And then for ELA, we need 3 to 5 teachers in grades 3 to 5 for the item writing for ELA that's in person, and then the item content and bias review meeting. We also need those individuals for the virtual action. For science, yes, Rhonda has dropped in the chat her email. Please make sure that you access the applications for ELA and math. Rhonda is our direct contact for the science work. So please, again, encourage your teachers. This support for NSCAS growth items in the item bank, it doesn't happen without our Nebraska teachers. We have faith and respect for them as professionals. We understand that they are the ones that really provide the backbone to our item system, so our item bank. So please encourage them to come work in the summer for us. Just another reminder, the stipend was raised to $175 per day. Okay. And ELPA 21. Don't know if Allison is on.
I am. Thank you, Trudy.
Excellent. Yes, please.
Hi, everyone. As you may know, the ELPA 21 summative scores were released on Monday. They are available to you in the Nebraska ELPA 21 portal. The last link on this slide is a user guide. If you need any help navigating that portal, take a look there. I think it will answer all of your questions, but if you need to reach out to me, feel free to, and I'll put my email in the chat as well. I wanted just to share a couple important dates to help with your planning. The first one is my annual reminder. I hope that you have many students who scored proficient on the ELPA 21 summative, but we do ask that you wait until after June 30th before going into your student information system and redesignating those students English fluent. The Title III funding is always a year in arrears, and so we need this year's count to get you your allocation for next year. If you move them too soon, you're going to end up costing your district dollars, and we don't want that to happen. Also, for planning purposes, you have access to the ELPA 21 screener through the end of day on Friday, July 14th. So if you are bringing anyone early, you're probably all done with kindergarten roundup, but you can screen through that date. At that point in time, it does need to shut down for a little bit while they just reset it, and it will reopen again for next school year on Wednesday, August 2nd. So if you're wondering if we could change that window, it's been asked. I think it's been asked every year. We go back to the test vendor Cambium, and we really can't. And so I think the next best thing we can do is just really to communicate the dates so that you can plan around it. A couple other resources, Parents Guide to Score Reporting. And I will mention, if you have a copy of the presentation, if you refresh your own copy, I did add a link to the Spanish version as well. They're all housed in the Nebraska ELPA 21 portal, but for convenience, I put the links here. And then if you are wondering a little bit more about what those ELPA scores mean, how they're calculated, there is a very nice, it's a quick guide. I appreciate it because you don't have to be a psychometrician to read it. I have vast respect for those who are, but I'm not. So this is a pretty quick guide that will help you and your teachers just to understand a little bit more about where those scores come from. That's really all the information I had to share today. Does anyone have any questions?
Melissa has a question in the chat.
Okay,
For you.
scroll a little bit and see that. AQuest on-track ELPA data. Typically we get that by about the end of May, Melissa. I don't want to overpromise. I do know that the data person who's attached to our team has a child graduating from high school this year, and so I know she's got a couple of days off this week. It comes pretty quickly, and I'll be happy to send an email out once it's populated. And so again, I would plan end of May. If we get it any sooner, I'll sure let you know.
Okay. Other
All right.
questions for Allison?
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Allison. And Allison did share her contact email. Okay, our next DAC update, we plan on May 19th. We're not sure if we're going to have information to pass on, but we wanted to make sure that you had that hold on your calendar just in case. So we will see what comes up in the next several days to see what we might want to communicate directly to you folks through this DAC update webinar. So please keep in mind May 19th. And I may be incorrect, but is that state track? Sometimes it's usually that weekend, but questions? What can we, yeah, thanks, Jennifer. My memory is not completely faulty. What questions can we answer for you? And Darren, thank you for that comment. I understand. I hear you, and we will do our best to get that fixed. Okay, questions for us? Iris, do we receive printouts of ACT scores per student?
I may not understand that question.
Stacy, could you come off mute and ask your question?
Yeah, for the pre-ACT, we had already received a box of printouts for the scores that we put in the students' files, and then we sent one home with the student. I didn't know if we get those for the for juniors with the ACT as well.
So for the junior, well, for those students who took the ACT this spring, they will get mailed to them a paper copy, and you should get also the high school should get a paper copy, as well as finding that on the Success, the online reporting. So you should get paper copies. You don't have to send them to the students. ACT is sending them to the students.
And Teresa mentions that she got her box, so
Yes.
they are coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Annette. I appreciate you adding that comment there. Other questions? Okay, last day of testing, folks. We made it through. Really appreciate your support, your question. Bethany, you
Sorry, I
said
just
you weren't going to ask a question.
I actually, I think you will like this one. I was just
Okay.
writing my email to the curriculum folks to like ask again for more summer people.
Mhm.
And as I got down to the end of ELA for the item content and bias review meeting in September, is
Yeah.
that just grades 3 through 5, or does that include middle school too? That you need
That-
people.
3 through 8. Yep.
Okay, all right. I just needed to send it to the right
Yeah.
people. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Thanks, Bethany. Appreciate the need for clarification. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, folks. I really have appreciated your grace that you've given me as I took this on for the rest of the year. You guys have been very nice to me. I really appreciate it. And again, I appreciate all the work that you are doing on behalf of your students, your teachers, your district. So thank you. Continue asking your questions, sending those to us if you need clarification. We try to respond to you as soon as we can with the accurate information that you need. We all know that Maggie is amazing, and we recognize that. Iris is amazing. My whole staff is amazing. Stacy, Rhonda, Allison. I have taken you onto my team, so I hope you know. Sharon, Mary out of special education, Allie as our professional learning lead, Polly as our NAEP coordinator. We just have a fantastic staff. So thank you very much. We do have a solid team. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate you saying that. Everybody making those comments. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon, I hope. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.